Hello everybody, and welcome back once again to Super Metroid Escape 2. And this time I'll finally end up going back to the water maze. We'll see more of what that's all about. I didn't get too much information about the doors in the warp zone. I guess from what Smiley told me, one of those doors is how you get to Mother Brain early. And that's the only piece of concrete information I have. He said he thinks you might open that one or one of them up by saving the animals, which unless the second door's, if it's not getting to Mother Brain early or whatever, and you're able to go save the animals, and then that door opens up or something. Maybe it leads back to the landing site or something after that? I'm not sure. But that's all I was able to find out from the other people who've played this, so yeah, I'm not sure. Although I guess sort of correct in the assumption that one of them was to get to Mother Brain early. Otherwise, I don't know. And, of course, we have a reserve tank. At least this isn't so bad. So something I've been trying to do a little more of is the stutter method to charging Shine Sparks, because you can charge them in a lot shorter distance than even pressing run, like a step or two after she starts running. So I've been trying to learn that. The success with that has been kind of on and off. Sort of on, but mostly off. But that is something I'm trying to do. It would help a lot with... Oh yeah, and that was a perfect Shine Spark straight to that mushroom. And we have a completely, well, okay, yeah, a completely explodable Chozo statue. Because, you know, when you're building statues all over the place, you don't have time really to make sure they're actually put together well. Because then you would have to put the item on it instead of behind it, and that's just crazy. And I don't know why, but something to me just seems suspicious down there. But anyway, I did not mention this last time because we haven't really spent much time in the water maze, but again, it is very, very blue. There is some kind of fascination or whatever with the color blue. But it's strange. I don't think I've ever seen a hack stick to one particular color like this one. Because that is literally all this thing has done. It's just like, oh, does this place have blue in it? No? Better add some blue. Except, of course, for the fearful lab. So yes, good quicksand pushes you all the way back to the point where you could jump out. Definitely a thing. And this is interesting. So I didn't actually catch the fish. And I didn't notice I didn't catch it because I'm eating bat. But what this hack does, and that room kind of teases it to you, I just did a very bad job of learning it, is that the fish are grapple things. So if you come here, or in some rooms later, a room in particular, unless you do it like I did, which is a way, but probably not the way it was set up. You've got some interesting little grapple things, and the fish are interesting because they have these. You can give them some very wide patterns because you can control how big their up and down movement is based on values and smile. So you could do some interesting things. So over here we are actually really close to where we need to go, but I don't find it for a while. And honestly, anybody who doesn't find this thing for a while, I am not surprised in the least, because it is not that great of a... Well, it's not a hint. It's just a random spot on the floor, sort of like the original Metroid and the path to high jump / Ridley's lair. It's just a random spot on the floor. No real hints, like, oh hey, you can only explore this much of the world and you can't go anywhere, so bomb everything. That's basically what it comes down to. Which is not exactly... I don't mind it so much in the original Metroid, honestly, because that game wasn't that big. But in Super Metroid, it's bigger. You don't have the same graphical limitations, which is probably the biggest reason why it's like that in Metroid. So yeah, there's no need to hide things like that. You can make them stand out while still being relatively hidden. And for something you absolutely have to find, unless you get to Mother Brain early somehow. And yes, another reserve tank. Yeah. But for something you absolutely have to find, give it some sort of hint or something. Now, I do have some sort of direction here, though. Because I know I've gone through the nature caves. I went through the fearful lab. So now, it's either the water maze or Spospo, lower Spospo, whatever you want to call it. That is where I'm supposed to go, so I have to look through those. So that does cut it down a little bit, but it's still not that great. And that tube there, yeah, there's a thing in there too. But we'll get to that later. Quite a bit later, actually. So yeah, back there, reserve tank, warp zone, fun stuff. And let's see, where did I end up going? Because I have two doors here. And this, I think it's the top door I actually wanted to go through, but I should be able to recognize the room if I get to it. But basically, you're going to Dragon sort of backwards. Or only what appears to be sort of backwards. It ends up you going to him from in front, after you're coming to him from behind. So yeah, can't break the tube. So we've got to do some other things. And yeah, not having a map here. Which I think the map is up top. I don't remember. But then again, the map also doesn't really help. Okay, so here I must be going back to check up the top door. Which again is the door you want, I believe. If you're just trying to get through this place. So you can get away from the endless blue that is this hack. So, hi, secret path. Leads into this tunnel thing we were just in. Or maybe this is actually the way to Botswana. I don't remember. So here's something that, of course, X-ray, the wonderful item that it is somewhat useful for. It's like, oh hey, it actually shows paths. You know, in some hacks, that is like a real big issue. Because they will give the player X-ray, or have X-ray in it, and then they decide, wait, we don't want them to find this path that easy, so we're going to make it so X-ray doesn't show it. But it's a required path. That kind of thing should not happen. There is no way. Excuse me. There is no way that that should ever happen. And that power bomb, I'm not exactly sure how to get that. You probably fall down through a sand pit or something up above, but I don't, so spoilers. I don't know how to collect that. But yeah, if you have X-ray, don't make required paths invisible to X-ray. That's just maybe for 100%. I can see that. But otherwise, there is no point to even having X-ray. Just get rid of it. Oh, yeah, I fell through a thingy. Which, of course, took me down to the path I was going on before. And didn't do anything about it. So yes, more of those fish. Excuse me. So oh yes, the tube. Like that room there, I believe that at near the bottom was the one with the whole bunch of fish that it'd be really interesting grapple stuff. And this is all the way back up toward the other elevator at the top of the area we were, and I think I get the map up here. I think. I could be very wrong. I probably am. Oh, that was a another complaint a lot of people had, was there was a lot of like really big rooms in the hack that were open and didn't really have anything in them. I didn't really get that with this hack. I'm not sure why so many people had that. Because I felt like the big rooms... Well, it might be Because you find a new big room and then there's like 30 doors off of it. So sort of like, I just went through this one door. It's like, oh wait, I want to go back. Check out more of this. Maybe that's what they're talking about. Or maybe it would have been like that for me a lot more had I not been helped earlier. Because right now I'm on my own. From here through to the rest of the hack. But yeah, I am not exactly sure where that comes from. And like in Airy, I had that issue a lot more. But not so much with the Zack. This one I think I would have been more just lost in. Oh, so yeah, there's the map. But I think it would have been more just lost in this. But not really so much with these big rooms that I don't know. Okay, so you see Batoon on the right there. He is guarding Ice Beam. The yellow dot behind Dragon there is Spring Ball, I believe. And that little room right in front of Spring Ball, you can get to that, but Spring Ball is blocked off by a gray door. Now, in that little vertical room is the no hint you need to find. So if you're just looking to get through this place, go to that room, and in the bottom scroll, there's a thing. I don't remember if you have to bomb it or if it's shootable. Actually, I think it's shootable. But in any case, it's in there. And yeah. Look at all this sand. And here... Once again, the speed boost too high. My initial thought, again, is, oh, I have to line myself up perfectly to get through that. This is where I figure out I could just morph in Speed Booster and get through that because I'm only one tile high and it gives me plenty of clearance. I don't know why I forgot that. I did that for Plasma Beam. I don't know why. And of course I miss it. It's like, oh no, I'm too low. But yeah, not hard to do. And again, this is an acceptable Shine Spark puzzle. There's nothing bad about it. And for the puzzle, this is an acceptable reward. And again, after playing the hack, I feel like missiles are a much better reward than normal just because how useful they are for a section later. But like I said last time, you can't... While players are first playing it, it's really hard to get a missile to feel like such a great reward. It's like, I got a missile. Yay, whatever. So, we're back in the nature caves. This is one spot up here. The other super missile I get, that I know I get, is up there. So, oh yeah. That door, I'm not sure it's supposed to be like that. I don't know. I don't think it's supposed to be like that though. But yeah, it's when players are first playing hack, it is really hard to get a missile to feel like a very nice, worthwhile reward. It's like, give the missiles this, ugh, thanks, I got a missile. So yeah, it's, and I go back into the map room because, oh, I didn't look at the map. It's right there. But again, definitely. collect all the missiles you can. So yeah, there's this big section down there, and we'll be getting into a lot of that in the next video. But Botwoon, there's a thing with him too, as you would expect. Not nearly as bad as Dragon's thing, but it's a another gate with a switch hidden somewhere in the room. And this room was kind of obvious. It's like, oh yeah, there's definitely something up there. I also like how the sand doesn't push you down when you're behind the rocks. Didn't add any of the treadmills there. So, this is how you get to the super missile. But, for right now, I mean, you could, I think, get it right now. But I am not that skilled with charging speed boosters such a short time. So, I don't get it right now. I get it after Dragon because I got the spring balls after Dragon. And once you have spring ball, you can charge your speed boost while in morph. So this whole path down here, you just roll and you'll speed boost right through the thing. So again, that's another super, so definitely collect that as well. If you can charge a Shine Spark in this room or something, get through the door, morph and get down there, go for it. But like I said, if you have X-Ray, you don't really need it for Dragon, or Botwoon for that matter. So yeah, I'm trying to find a potential Shine Spark thing, and because you can run along stuff and keep momentum, it's worth a try. But yeah, I'm not that good with that. You could potentially do that though. It is indeed an option, maybe.